Hi! So today we're just gonna be doing this smoky eye with a little bit of glitter and a hair updo. So starting off, I'm just like spritzing, of course, my makeup setting spray. That's what I usually use to prime. And I'm a little bit tan, so I'm just mixing the Makeup Forever foundation together with my Big Cover foundation from Etude House. Just mixing it both and just using a sponge to just blend and just pat it all around. Then gone off to grab my MAC concealer. I'll list all of the details down below. And I'm just kind of using it to cover up whatever I need to cover up. I'm just using I think this is the Rimmel matte powder, and I'm just kind of using the brush to pat it on instead of just, just brushing all on. So I'm just kind of slowly patting it on. And then for the brows, I'm just going to use the eyebrow marker. I feel like this one for stage, it lasts a lot longer and it is a little bit more intense but also more precise. So I would usually use the nose, the end of the nose, the nose and the end of the eye and the end of the eyebrow to kind of mark where I want the eyebrow to end. I'm just taking the time to making sure that everything's all blended out properly, and of course using my trusty Etude House eyebrow pencil to kind of just make everything a little bit more seamless. So once you're happy with that, I'm just going ahead with the paint pot, the MAC paint pot. Any eye primer would do fine because for stage I usually want things to stay as long as I can. So I actually had to refilm this part because the other one I realized that I couldn't even see my eye at all. So sorry if it's a little bit dark, but anyway, what I'm doing now is I'm just getting the Scotch tape and I'm making sure that both sides are even before moving on, because if they're not even, both sides are going to look very singy. So like one up and one down. So just making sure that the Scotch tape is in the right angle that you want, because you're not going to be able to shift it after that. And then I'm just using a light color to just kind of blend everything out. Make sure the whole eyelid is white up to the eyebrow. And then using that small little brush to just kind of mark where the double eyelid would actually be, because I have a hidden double eyelid. If you don't have a hidden one, you don't have to do that. And then now just using the black eyeshadow to kind of just mark where I want it to start and to end. And then once I'm done and happy with that and making it black, I'm taking the brown eyeshadow and I'm just kind of blending the black so it's not as like bam in your face. So, just blending it out and taking your time to really blend it out with the brown. Once that line is kind of blended, I'm going to go in with the black, make it a little bit more intense. And just taking my time with it and just blend, just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So over here, I'm also leaving the first two halves of the eye pretty bare without the black and the brown, because we really want the glitter to pop. I'm using the NYX Glitter Primer, and I'm just patting it on before putting on the glitter. So I'm using a brush, it's a stiff synthetic brush to pat on the glitter. I'm not too worried about the glitter fallout because, you know, you can just easily use a brush or a cotton bud to sweep it away afterwards. So just making sure I wanted it as intense as possible and going all the way up to where I want it to be. So just go as high up as you want. If you want to go higher, just make sure to put more primer higher up to your eyelids. And then just going in to intensify the black, because that's needed. And then before removing the Scotch tape, we're going to go ahead using the black eyeliner to kind of line it and then just draw on the Scotch tape. Doesn't matter, because after that we're just going to pull it out, and you know, that's the best feeling ever, and then you'll see the line there. So for the eyeliner, usually I say we don't need to do like a thick line on your eyelids, because that's not the point. The point is to emphasize your eyes, not to draw as much eyeliner as you can on your eyes. So a thin line would be great, and then you can go ahead to do on your waterline as well. That's what you want. That's what I always do. And then plucking it out, using the brown to go for the lower part of the eye, just to kind of make it a little bit darker, and then using the black just for the lower outer third of the eye. I actually cut the eyelashes into two because I feel like that's a little bit easier to work on. Making sure to always cut away the front and the end part of it where it's just the band sticking out. So for me, I cut the lashes into two because I feel like it stays better for me. And then I'm just using the tweezers. Feel free to use your hands as well to put it on. Nothing to worry so much about the eyelash glue because it will dry clear. But even if it doesn't, we're just going to use eyeliner to kind of go over it. I'm just taking my time with it. If you want to, you can cut it into three, no issues as well. I would prefer to do that actually because I feel like it stays a lot longer. And while waiting for the glue to dry, I'm just going to use the Bahama Mama bronzer to just bronze up the face. This is my favorite bronzer for performance, and of course using lip balm because we're going to have a red lipstick. I'm using an angled brush, a fluffy angled brush. Kind of like going into the temples and into the cheeks and then the jawline. And then going ahead to use the blusher to create that. For blusher, because we're using a red lip, so we're going to use a slightly pinkier one. And then now just using the brown and just doing my nose contour. I love a good nose contour. And just contouring random parts of my face. Now, while the glue is somewhat dry, I'm just going to go ahead to curl the lashes together with my real lashes. So both of them together. And then after which, just using the mascara at the base of my lashes and just coating it to make sure both the real lashes and the fake lashes stick together. And then going down to the lower lashes also, just kind of wiggle the wand around. Get a cotton bud because I screwed up there. It's all fine. I just put a little bit of saliva on the cotton bud and then just wipe it away. And now for the lipstick. I'm using the Estee Lauder. I think that's the Red Scarlet lipstick. One of my favorite lipsticks really. And then I'm kind of putting it in the center of my lips first and then using a cotton bud, grabbing some which are already on my lips and then slowly using it to line where it needs to be lined. And then going to the top. Same thing, make sure the Cupid's bow is done. And then once after we're done with the shape, going in, putting a little bit more lipstick. And then using a tissue paper, biting it so the excess comes off. Because it stays a lot longer this way. And this is a matte lipstick, but for the glossy lipsticks at least, if your hair is down, your hair is not going to get stuck on your lipstick. So that's like hugely important. And then just biting on the cotton bud just so that it will remove the excess and doesn't get on your teeth. And then spray the face one more time just to set everything in place, and setting the part on the left side and using my eye as a gauge to kind of draw a line and then splitting my hair. So I'm using water and argan oil to kind of just like wet it and spray it down. I would honestly suggest to wet the hair even more for performance, so it's a lot easier to handle. Now just using a brush to brush everything back, making everything sleek, making sure that this is how I want it to be. And then just going to take a rubber band and tie my hair. Not too close to the bottom though, because we're going to tie a braid and then a bun. So if it's too low, it's going to be uncomfortable. So I'm just taking, splitting into 3 and then just start braiding my hair all the way down. Then once I'm done, just using a rubber band, tying it all together. And then just gonna use pins to pin it down. I'm using U-pins here. Yeah, so I actually had to refilm this part, and my hair is a little bit messy now because I had to pick everything out after pinning everything. But anyway, I'm just gonna roll everything in, grabbing a little bit of hair and pinning it in. Like grabbing hair, pushing out parallel to the head and pinning it in. So I usually go north, south, east, west just to make sure everything is good. And then I'll go to the diagonals and just pin it in even more. So to grab hair, parallel to the head, and then pinning it in. So usually, if for my hair that's this long, typically I would also pin while turning the hair into a bun. So wherever it's messy, I'll just pin. And then I kind of push it back into the bun. Just using hairspray and just pushing everything back. You know, it would be a lot better to use water and then just to spray everything afterwards. So if I see anything here, same thing, I'm pinning it and pushing it down to the bun. Doing a little bit of touch up. And just shaking to make sure everything's okay. I would have loved the bun to be a little bit flatter. So that's all! Yay, Tiger! Hi, Tiger! Alright, thank you! Alright, see you guys, bye!